Hello everyone, it's Tom. This is everything you need to know about the Alienware 18 Area-51. I'm not gonna take more of your time. What is the military hiding from us? A gaming laptop. That's what they're hiding from us. Okay, enough with the jokes. The Alienware 18 Area-51, which I'll refer to as just the Area-51 from now on, is a pretty rad gaming laptop. Now, if it wasn't already obvious in the name, and I understand that it isn't, this laptop is an 18-inch laptop. Now, it's a massive laptop, a huge chunker, and an absolute unit even. And with that being said, mobility and portability are thrown out the window. So, the specifications of this laptop, honestly, can't complain. An RTX 5080 with 16GB of GDDR7 VRAM, an Intel Core Ultra 9 275Hz, 32GB of DDR5 RAM, and 1TB of storage. It's everything to love and nothing not to love. With the 16GB of VRAM, I'm very sure you'll be more than capable of 2K, maybe even 4K at the highest settings. Now, let's talk about the performance you can expect with this laptop though. That's what we're always interested in, aren't we? Let's start with Stalker 2, a game I love but I can't seem to enjoy because it had a rather meh release. But all is fine now. At 1440p with the highest graphics settings, we can see an average FPS around the high 50s to the low 60s. Honestly great considering how bad the performance issues were at launch. A newer title, ES Oblivion Remastered. This game nets us almost 60 frames per second at 1440p with Ultra settings and Lumen hardware RT set to Ultra, with DLSS set to Quality. And of course, some good old GTA 5, but the Enhanced Edition. At 1440p at the highest settings with Ray Tracing set to the highest settings as well, we get an average of around 90 to 100 frames per second, and that's it. Honestly, it's a good gaming laptop and there isn't really anything else to add to it, except maybe there is. If you're a fan of doing AI tasks, the Intel Ultra processor has an NPU dedicated to exactly that. AI tasks, stuff like Microsoft Copilot. And, would you believe it, I forgot to talk about the display. The display itself is phenomenal. 18 inches of goodness at an aspect ratio of 16:10, a screen resolution of 2560 by 1600, and a refresh rate of 300 Hz. Imagine that, 300 Hz. Honestly, that's probably not noticeable, but it's something to flex about, even if it's pointless. And also, 100% DCI-P3 coverage. It's perfect for content creation and all the fancy stuff you want to do with it. A gaming laptop this powerful demands a great effort to cool it, which means this laptop has a great cooling system with 4 fans and a vapor chamber, as well as an Element 31 thermal paste. Ooh, that's very top secret, isn't it? But this thermal paste is gallium. It's literally the 31st element on the periodic table, and it functions similarly to liquid metal, which greatly reduces temperature, but it's also pretty risky to use. But I haven't talked about the ports and the design. Well, let's start with the design because it's honestly very easy to describe this laptop. This laptop is the outcome of the hypothetical situation in which you are holding an alien at gunpoint and you forced it to make a laptop based off of your description. So, it makes one, and the result is this laptop. Voila! The Alienware Area-51. And then you shoot the alien, cause we're xenophobic and human lives matter. Kidding aside, it just looks weird. No ports on the sides, but they're all on the back, which adds to the overall heft and the humongous size of this laptop, because it just has an extra bit on the back, you know? Anyway, ports. From left to right, there is an Ethernet port, 3 Type-A USB 3.2 ports, 2 Thunderbolt 5 ports, 1 HDMI port. Where's the 3.5mm jack? The thing is, I lied. There are ports on the back. Now, to the left of the laptop, we have a full-sized SD card slot and a 3.5mm audio port. I like that. A full-sized SD card slot. Just a nice thing to have, you know? Anyway, upgradability. You have 3 SSD slots and 2 RAM slots. Now, all the 3 SSD slots support Gen 5 NVMe's as long as you get the 5080 version. The RAM slots are, well, DDR5 RAM slots for laptops. But is 32GB of RAM enough? Is a terabyte of storage enough? Well, for this laptop, I don't think it does it any justice if you have just 32GB of RAM and a terabyte of storage. So, you can find links to the laptop, as well as for the 64GB DDR5 RAM kit and a 2TB SSD, which I believe is more than enough for most games you'll be playing. But you could always buy two instead of one. That'd be pretty cool too. It's better to have more when you don't need them than to have none when you need them. Also, you can scan these 3 QR codes instead if it's more convenient for you. Anyway, it's Tom, thanks for watching. Leaving a like and subscribing to the channel will ward off men in suits who will abduct you and take you to a secretive military installation. I guarantee you that. Anyway, toodles.